So we have a different interfaces. We have different in the WebDriver interface. We have a nested interface. Nothing but this is a WebDriver interface. So once we created the WebDriver interface. So inside this also we have we have few interfaces. That is nothing but nested interface. We can say nested interface means which is present within the interface, within the which is present within the interface. That is nothing but nested interface. Okay, so we'll go for navigation interface. Okay, we'll go for navigation interface. So what and all functions we have inside that navigation function, how we will use, we'll discuss about that. Let's click on this navigation interface. So once we click on this navigation interface, what it is happening is like here we have a like 5 functions. One is like back, another one is like forward, another one is like refresh, to, and like few of the functions. Like these are the functions. Okay, so using these functions, what we can do is like we can handle the navigations. Okay, so let's say how we can create this thing. Let me open this Eclipse as well. So let's wait for that. So generally what we can do is like for calling this method, we will what we can do is like we use like WebDriver reference dot navigation dot we use like back to our other things. So for that you need to understand is like first of all, here we have a navigation interface. Okay, so the method which returns us this navigation interface. So first of all, what we need to do is like we need to create a reference for the WebDriver, and we need to call this function navigate. So it will return us this navigation interface. Once it is written this navigation interface, then what we need to do is like we need to call that particular methods. Okay, so I think it is loading. So I will show you the manual thing. Yeah, it is loaded. So these all things we did, like capturing URL, and as well as like this thing, capturing URL and getting page source and printing title and all. So what I will do is like here, I will comment this one, and again here in the Amazon.com, what I will do is like I want to navigate forward, means like here we have a different functions, right? So in this navigation interface, so first of all, what I want to do is like I want to do refresh. So let's see how we can do the refresh. So generally we have a driver interface. Using this driver interface, we are calling a function called navigate. Yeah, using this function, we are calling this, sorry, using this reference, we are calling a function called a navigate dot navigate. So it will return as the navigation. Using that navigation reference, what we are doing is like we have a function called a refresh. So once I will do this thing, and again, what I will do is like I will run this function, run as Java application. Let's see application will launch or not. So guys, you can see here like I have not given any Chrome driver. I'm working on Edge driver. You can able to see the Edge application is also launched. So I shared in the WhatsApp actually the for Firefox, Chrome, and Edge, all these things. So wait until the application got loaded. And again, what it will do is like it will refresh this application one more time. So still it is loading. So once it is done, you can able to see the application got loaded one more time, refreshed one more time. Okay. So using this, yeah.
Actually, we have a refresh option in Eclipse. That's different to this, right?
Yeah, this is the completely different one. So like whenever we use like a driver dot navigate dot refresh, right? So at that time, what it will do is like internally it will do the refresh, like refresh operation. So
Okay, we have a refresh option in Eclipse, right? That one only for project refresh only, right?
yeah, if you see, whenever you do right click and refresh, that will completely refresh your Eclipse project. So when it comes to driver.navigate.refresh, so at that time, what it will happen is like it will refresh your application, whichever the application opened in your Eclipse, sorry, in the browser, whether it will be a Chrome or Firefox or Edge. So at that time, it will do the refresh. Okay, that one is different and this one is different. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
so here you guys got confused why he written like this, like a driver dot navigate, and he is using dot like that. So here the thing is like what I'm doing is here instead of writing a navigation instead of writing a navigation, what I'm doing is like here I want to import this interface. So instead of writing this navigation nav equals to new navigation, and after that I'm writing like nav dot refresh. So once we have written like this, then this one is also works, but this nav only we will use for refresh, moving forward or moving backward, all these things, right? So that's why what I did is like I have not created any reference for that. Okay, directly I'm writing like this. Let's run this one as well. So you can able to see like we are running in the Edge driver. So instead of Edge, you can make it Chrome or Firefox. So application is loading. Now you can able to see the application got load one more time. So just click on got it. Let's, I think it got refreshed as well. So for that understanding, what I will do is like I will write like driver dot close. Okay, are you guys understanding, right? So why I have written like instead of writing navigation dot nav equals to driver dot navigate to r, like yeah, navigate dot refresh, why I have written, because this navigate returns us a navigation. So using that navigation, we will call all these functions. So whatever it will return us, then all the things come into here. Then you can use like dot. Okay. So right click, run as Java application. Give me a minute, guys. I'm getting. Sorry, guys. So generally what it will do is like a driver.navigate.refresh. Using driver.navigate.refresh, what we will do is like we will perform refresh operation. Okay. And one more thing, what we can do is like here driver dot okay navigate driver.navigate dot uh, Sorry guys, I got an important call. So generally what we can do is like a driver.navigate dot to generally we will write. So once we write like driver.navigate dot to, so what it will do is like it will navigate to the particular application whatever you pass. So what I'm doing is like www.google.com I'm passing here. So once I right click this www.google.com, then the same thing it will perform like a driver.get, whatever we are getting like driver.get. Same thing we are getting like a driver.navigate.to. Okay, these two things will do the same operation. These two things will do the same operation. You can able to see once I will run. So what it happened? So let me run one more time. Right click, run as Java application. So instead of this driver dot thing, right click, run as Java application. So here you can able to see like http dot amazon.com, and also again what it will happen is like it will navigate it to http.google.com. Means here the thing is like whenever we are writing like http.www.amazon.com, it is navigating to the same, it will doing the same thing, and also again it will doing the same thing. So there is a difference, there is no difference between driver.get and driver.navigate to. Okay, these are the same things. So if they will ask you the question like how can you navigate to the application like that, so you need to say these two things like I will create a driver reference driver.get, or otherwise what I will do is like a driver.navigate dot to, and I will pass the URL like this. You can say there is a two ways to navigate. I'm using like driver.get, and another way is like a driver.navigate.to, like that. Okay, so you need to explain like this. So if I want to come back with the earlier thing, like I want to come back with the previous URL, so at the time what I will do is like a driver dot navigate dot back. So when I'm right driver.navigate dot back, so will come to the http://www.amazon.com. Okay, right click, run as Java application. Let's see what it will happen. So we navigated to amazon.com. So once we navigated to the amazon.com, we have refreshed function. We have given a refresh function, and again we are navigating to google.com, and again we are navigating to amazon.com, because what we did is like here we have written driver.navigate.back, means it will go to the back. Okay, same thing what I will do is like, and again I want to forward, again I want to go forward, means I want to go www.google.com. Same thing what I will do is like a driver.navigate dot forward, driver.navigate dot forward. Save, right click, run as Java application. So let's run this. So what we are doing is like we are navigating to https://www.google.com. Okay. Once it is navigated, and again we are navigating to the google.com, and again we are coming back, and we navigated to the Amazon, and again we are coming back to google.com. So are you guys getting right the
Look,
difference?
why it's getting again Google?
Because we have written a code like yeah, here we have written a code, right? A driver.navigate.forward. Okay. Using this, it will come to the like forward means whenever what, first of all, what we did, we have given www.google.com. So at that time, again, what we have written a code, we need to refresh this application. So that's why we have written driver.navigate.refresh. So here again, what we are doing is like a driver.navigate.to means I want to explain you the difference between driver.get and driver.navigate to. So that's why I have written this function. There is no difference in between driver.get and driver.navigate.to. Okay. So then what
Look,
it,
when we'll use this refresh option in real-time projects, will you use it or no?
yeah, we will use this refresh option. Let me finish that one and I will explain you. So
Yeah.
the thing is like, yeah. So why I have written this code here, driver.navigate to means like whenever we are navigating to the different application means these two are the same thing. Okay. We can use any one of these things. Okay. Okay. And we'll use for refresh, we'll use like a driver.navigate.refresh because whenever the application is not loaded properly, at that time we will use like a driver.refresh. Okay. And here, what we are doing is like a driver.navigate back means I want to show you whenever like we are clicking on this one, like we are currently we are in the google.com. So we'll use these navigations. We'll use this navigations. So for that, what I'm doing is like a driver.navigate.back means whatever the previous page, we are going that previous page, and whenever we are using this forward arrow means we'll write like a driver.navigate.forward. So whatever the earlier page came, so we'll go for that. Okay. We'll use all these commands. Okay. All these four commands. Okay. For navigation generally. Okay. So when it comes to your doubt, a driver.navigate.refresh is used for whenever the application is not loaded properly. Okay, whatever the element is not visible for us, whatever the element we want that is not visible for us. So at that time, what we will do is like we will perform a refresh operation. So then once we refresh that thing, then it will load properly. Okay, is it clear?
But like you were saying, like when we are not finding the element in the sense we can use the refresh option in the sense we can get that element or what?
When the application is not loaded properly, so at that time what we will do is like we will write a driver.navigate.refresh in the sense it will refresh the application and it will render properly. That's why we will use like a driver.navigate.refresh.
Yeah, like in the sense, my doubt is while on test case is failing in a particular point while it's not clicking an element, we can write this refresh code in the sense it will be pass or what?
No, that is a different case. So you need to write the proper XPath for that. Okay, not only loading, not only refreshing, you need to write a proper XPath for that. And like you need to see whether the application is not loading or not, like that also you need to observe. Or there is any synchronization issues are there or not, like that you need to observe. Okay. So these all things majorly whenever the test case got failed. So at that time, what we need to do is like we need to verify like what and all the element the XPath is correct or not, and what is the screenshot which is present in the report, and is there any sync up issue? We need to write a wait or like that. You need to cross check. So in these three things, anyone definitely will get. Okay, majorly we'll focus like majorly the XPath will got change like that. Okay. So everyone, is it clear? Navigate like navigation interface, internal interface.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So generally we will use like that driver dot get, driver dot navigate dot refresh, driver dot navigate dot to, driver dot navigate dot back. So generally they will ask you in the interview how you will navigate to the application like that. So what you need to do is like you need to say we will create a reference for the web driver, and we'll call like a driver dot get function, or otherwise we have another way like a driver dot navigate dot to. Using this we will navigate to that particular application like that. You need to say, is it clear everyone? Refresh and yeah, refresh and forward and back, all these functions.
Yes.
Okay.
For like if I suppose like forward, right? Like in that forward means if application is moving to next page or like whatever we wrote in code like that will be in there.
Forward means like if you are present in this page, right? So let me go this, whatever the page I navigated, like www.google.com. Okay. So here what I will do is like in this, like I navigated to this page, and again what I did is like I had navigated on www.google.com. Okay. So once I navigated that thing, then I want to come back to this page. So at that time we'll click on this back button whenever you are present in, like whenever you are in the google.com page. Means forward means like just whatever the page you like whatever the application you navigated earlier, means earlier. So we are going that particular page again. So at that time we'll use this driver.navigate.forward. Okay, it will
Like if
not go.
in case actually we need to go forward in the applications, we need to write different, right?
You need to like according to your application, you need to write whether you need to click on any button, or otherwise you need to click on like any like according to your application, you need to go forward. Generally, you are clicking on this, it won't go forward. Okay. So is it clear, everyone? So we'll go for another nested interface. So yeah, so we have a function called driver dot options. Okay, manage interface. So we can say options interface. So what is the use of this options interface is like we can maximize our windows. Okay, we can add cookies and we can delete cookies. Okay, and also we will like we have a nested interfaces like a driver dot window, means using this driver dot yeah, driver dot manage function, it will return us like options nested interface. Inside that we will majorly focus on driver dot times out like nested interface, and as well as a driver dot window interface. So once we call this function like a driver dot manage dot times out, so it will give us a wait time generally. So no need to confuse about, like I will explain you this window and we'll go for times out. So whenever we call this function driver dot manage, So it will return as option interface. It will return as option interface. So in this option interface, we have a function called window. We have a function called window, okay, which will return as a window interface, which will return as a window interface. Generally, you can observe this one is the normal thing. I maximized it. So you can able to see the window is opened, not opened fully. Okay, the window is not opened. Okay, so properly. So I want to open this window properly. For that, what I will do is like, I will write a function called here driver dot manage. Okay, driver dot manage. Okay, I'm calling that function. It will return as a option interface. So in that option interface, we have a function called sorry, so we have a function called window. So in this window, it is returning as window interface, returning window interface. So once I click on this window, then in this window interface, we have a function called maximize. Okay, these are the functions generally we have in the window interface. Okay, in the window interface, full screen, get position, get size, maximum, maximize, minimize, set position, and set size. All these things generally we majorly we will use these things like maximize and minimize or full screen we will use. Let's see here what I will do is like here dot let's do maximize. Okay, right click, run as Java application. So you can able to observe once the application is loaded, then you can able to see the application is maximized. Application is maximized. Okay, like this we'll perform the maximize operation. Okay, whatever operation we are performing, it is doing. Okay, are you getting right? The maximize thing, how we will write? Generally, we will write like driver dot manage, it will return us a window interface. In that window interface, we are calling a window function, sorry, here driver dot manage, it will return as option interface. Once the option interface, inside that option interface, we have a function called window. In this window function will return like WebDriver dot window. Inside that WebDriver dot window interface, we have a maximize function. Okay, are you getting right what I'm doing?
Like while without giving this maximize,
Okay.
we couldn't find experts, right? Like it would not get proper which you mentioned.
We can able to find out. The thing is like whenever you are taking the screenshots and proper evidence, so for that what it will happen is like whenever you are not using maximize thing, you will not able to capture the screenshot, proper screenshot. Okay, so that's why we are using this maximize function. And also we can find out like the application, whenever you are writing the code at that time, we can able to find out the XPaths. The thing is like the window is not in the position of maximize, then how can the application will click that particular thing? And also will not get proper evidence, in the sense proper screenshots. So that's why whenever you are doing the automation, your like application also will open in the maximize mode only. Okay. So is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can do, what we can do is like like maximize also we can do. And also here we'll write like a driver dot manage dot window. So we can do full screen also. Nowadays we are not using any full screen. Any of the framework we are not using full screen. For your reference, I'm saying like full screen thing. You can able to see the application got opened in the full screen. Application got opened in the full screen. And again, whenever you click on back, then it will come into the normal position. Okay, it will not stay like continuously in the full screen because we are using forward and backward things, right? So then it won't work. Okay, and these are the different functions generally we have. That is like get position, get dimension, and also set position and set size. Generally we will use like maximize only. Okay, uh, like this we will use. These are the functions. Just try to try to practice, try to get the dimensions, and as well as try to set the path and set the size and all. Just do practice on this. And yeah, is it clear? The navigation interface and as well as like options interface. These are the two things generally. One is like navigation interface and another thing is like window interface. We can say options interface, not this one window. This we are in the options interface. Okay. These two things. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a one more interface that is called, we have a one more interface that is called times out interface. Times out interface. Let me open this thing. Inside this option interface, we have another interface called times out. Okay, times out means generally what we do is like we will navigate to the application and then the application will not load properly. Means will not load properly, but the element will finding that particular element, finding that particular element. So at that time we'll got like exceptions. So for overcoming that, what we will do is like we will write we'll write a method that is like here. Once we navigate to the application or sorry, once we maximize the application, then the application also still loading at the time. Then what we will do is like a driver dot manage interface will return the option, sorry, manage method will return option interface. So once the option interface, inside that one option interface we have a function called times out. Okay, so times out, it will return like a driver dot options dot timeout. It will return a timeout interface. Inside this timeout interface we have a method called implicit wait. Okay, let's click on this. Let's click on this. Here we have a function called implicit wait. We have a function called implicit wait. Okay, so using this implicit wait, we'll wait for the particular element to load. We'll wait for the particular element to load. Okay, so what I will do is like dot implicit wait. I will give you a long value here, like 1000 seconds, and here you need to give time unit dot. Okay, time unit dot, you can give days, hours, microseconds and milliseconds, minutes, nanoseconds and seconds. So we'll not use this much weight. Generally we will use like seconds only. So what I will do is like I will give 10,000 seconds. Okay, and here I'll save and I will run. So Here what it will happen is like it will wait for the particular application to load. So you can able to see, right? The application got loaded, and after that we did the we did the application like moving forward and backward. Let me add this method as well. Run as Java application. So you can able to see the application is still loading. So that's why we have given a wait thing.
So
Yeah,
any particular reason to will give time, particular time?
particular time in the sense according to your application sync up means whenever the application got loaded means the loading time. You need to depends upon the loading time. You need to give the particular time. Sometimes you will give like 1,000 seconds, or sometimes you will give like 5,000 seconds. It depends upon your application. Okay, so this one is the implicit wait, which is used to wait until the application load. And we have a different methods as well. Implicit wait is low there. The page load time, you can pass this page load time as well. And the script timeout, this thing also we will use. Okay, all these things generally we use. Majorly we will use like implicit wait. Generally in the interview they will ask what are the types of implicit waits we have, like that. Sorry, what are the types of waits we have. So you need to say like we have implicit wait, and we have like WebDriver wait and fluent wait. Going forward, we'll discuss about WebDriver wait and fluent wait. Okay, like generally we will use this implicit wait until the web element loads. Until the web element loads, like application loads. Generally, the why we will use this implicit wait is like whenever the application loads, right? So this implicit wait, what it will do is like it will wait for every element to load. It will wait for every element to load. Okay, that is nothing but implicit wait. Generally, if the page load also, it will like page load in the sense the every element need to load, right? That is nothing but implicit wait. And one more thing here, we need to pass the times like the time like the seconds in, we need to pass in the seconds format. And here the timeout dot you need to pass whether according to a requirement, you need to pass seconds or nanoseconds or milliseconds. It's up to you. It is depends upon the application. Okay, so is it clear for navigation thing like navigation interface, and as well as like yeah, times out in a navigation interface and options interface and a times out interface? Is it clear? So today we discussed about the navigation interface, and as well as we discussed about options interface, and we discussed about times out interface, timeout interface, we can say timeout interface. These three things today we discussed. And also we discussed one more thing like window interface also we discussed. Is it clear? These 4 interfaces.
Sorry, can we combine all these interfaces? No?
Yeah,
We
here
can combine.
we can combine. Combine in the sense like we use according to our requirement. So you can able to see here. I have written like a driver dot manage dot window dot maximize for maximizing. Yeah, like that. So you need to observe like what is the manage interface is returning. So manage interface will return as options interface, right? Sorry, manage method will return option interface. Okay. So using that option interface, we have another interface called window. Okay. The window method will return window interface for us. Okay. Same thing here. The manage thing, manage method will return options. So once the options is inside that option, we have like a timeout interface. Okay, timeout method returns timeout interface. Okay, and you can able to see here navigate method will return a navigation interface. According to that, like we will combine all these commands and we will write our code. Okay, so is it clear? Okay, so everyone is it clear, right? Raju and Kishore.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll discuss tomorrow.